This is exactly what I'm saying coming from a doctor.
The conscious mind is a creative mind. The subconscious mind is a programmed mind, a habit mind. I'd like to discuss the nature about how our life has been programmed and how these programs control our life, our vitality, and our behavior in the world. Recognize this. If you buy a new computer and you turn it on, the built-in operating system prepares it to work. But if there are no programs in that computer, then the computer can't really do anything. Well, let's now relate this to a child. When the brain develops, it's got an operating system, but there are no programs in it. So nature created the first 7 years of our lives to download behaviors by observing our parents, our siblings, and our community. And in this way, a child can learn all the behavioral characteristics necessary to be a functional member of a family and a functional member of a community. Well, however, since we are downloading the programs by observing other people, what happens if we download programs from our parents or our family and siblings that are not very positive programs, that are actually very negative programs that have an adverse effect on our health? Well, it turns out science has revealed that during the first 7 years of our life, our brain is designed to download programs just by observing other people. It's a state of hypnosis, which is a characteristic of a brain frequency called theta, which is just below consciousness. The first 7 years of a child's life is installing the programs that when consciousness kicks in at around age 7, consciousness has use of programs to create the behavior in their relationships, in their family, community, etc. We now know about 70% of those programs that we download from others are negative and disempowering and even self-sabotaging. And as we go through our life, you'd say, well, where are these programs? I say, well, they're in the subconscious mind. And then you say, but what's the other mind? I say, the conscious mind, that's the one that kicks in at age 7. That mind is connected to your personal identity, your spirituality. And the difference between the two is profound. The conscious mind is a creative mind. The subconscious mind is a programmed mind, a habit mind. So I say, why is it relevant? I say, well, if you're running from the conscious mind, then you're creating your life from wishes and desires and aspirations. However, if your life is under the control of the subconscious mind, it's just going to play back the programs that you downloaded from other people. Well, since other people didn't plan your wishes and your desires, the download you get may not even allow you to get into the life that you really wish for. So here comes the important issue. Are we running our lives with a conscious mind, or are we running our lives with the subconscious programs? Well, it turns out science has revealed that only 5% of the day are we operating our nervous system using the conscious mind's creative wishes and desires. 95% of the day, our life is coming straight out of the programs in our subconscious. The reason why this is happening is that when conscious mind is controlling our biology, it's sort of like a driver holding the wheel, taking us into the direction we want to go, our wishes and desires. However, when we are thinking, conscious mind has to let go of the wheel and go inside the brain. Why? Thought is an inside job. It's not outside. So what happens when consciousness is thinking? It's not driving the vehicle. I said, well, then what happens to the vehicle, our body, when consciousness is thinking? I go, subconscious is autopilot. So the moment we start thinking, biology is taken over by the programs that we acquired in the subconscious. Now here comes the problem. 95% of the day we're operating from these programs, and the vast majority of them are disempowering and self-sabotaging downloads. So we're not leading a life that takes us towards wishes and desires. We're leading a life that manifests the issues that we downloaded from other people, mostly negative. And therefore, we struggle through life. And I say, well, why is there a struggle? I said, because you're not operating from wishes and desires any longer. You're operating from the habits you got from other people. So this becomes a very profound issue, because it says then the life that we're leading has already been controlled by the downloaded programs. This is not a new idea. For 400 years, the Jesuits have told their followers, give me a child until age 7 and I will show you the man. What they were saying was actually telling people, if you give me an opportunity to download programs in the first 7 years, that will determine the child's rest of its life. Why? Because 95% of a person's life is coming from those programs. So the issue now is facing is, what should we do with these programs? And the first issue is, what are the programs? Why? Because they were being downloaded in the last trimester of pregnancy and all the way through the first 7 years of life. So basically, you weren't there when you were in the womb. And if I asked you, what program did you get when you were 0, 1, or 2 years of age, you go, I have no idea, because consciousness wasn't even engaged at that point. So the first thing you need to know is, what controls your life? 95% from the programs. Yeah, but what are the programs? And here comes a simple insight. 95% of your life is coming from the program, so your life is a printout of the programs downloaded in your subconscious mind. And so significance is easy. Look at your life. The things you love and desire and wish for that come into your life, they come in because the subconscious has programs to acknowledge that. But here's the more important part. Where you struggle in your life, where you want to have a certain outcome, but you work hard for it, you put a lot of effort into it, you're sweating over it to make something happen. Why are you struggling so hard to create those wishes and desires? And the answer is very simple. The programs that you were downloaded with do not support those ends. So as a result, your behavior is sabotaging you. And then, this is the link and the catch for all of it is, when you are playing subconscious programs, why are you playing them? Because conscious mind is inside thinking. And as a result, conscious mind is not observing the behavior that's coming out from the program. And since most of those programs are self-sabotaging and disempowering, you yourself don't even see that you're engaged in the process, because subconscious is playing that and conscious mind's not observing it. And why this then becomes important is, it's necessary for you to understand these programs, because we can change those programs. And when we change the programs in the subconscious, we rewrite the character of our lives. While the conscious mind is a creative mind, it can learn in any number of ways. Reading a self-help book, watching this particular video, going to a lecture. You can easily download new knowledge into the conscious mind. The significance is the conscious mind is creative and it can be very smart. But the issue is, downloading new knowledge into the conscious mind does not change the program in the subconscious. It's a different mind and learns in a completely different way. The subconscious mind is the habit mind. And by definition, we don't want to change habits very easily, especially, for example, consider, when did you learn how to walk? Before you were 2. I don't care what age you are at, almost all of us never have to relearn how to walk. And I say, well, thank you, subconscious mind, because you downloaded the habit of walking, and it tries to resist any change to that. But when you get a negative belief, it also tries to resist change. So the issue is this: how can I put programs into the subconscious mind, new ones to replace the ones that are sabotaging me? And the answer is this: there are only 3 ways that you can rewrite subconscious mind. The first way is through hypnosis. This is the process that you downloaded programs in the first 7 years. So every night when you go to bed, just when your conscious mind falls asleep, your subconscious mind is in operation. So if you put earphones on as you go to bed and hear a program, it's not going into the conscious mind, but it's going straight into the subconscious mind and can reprogram it. How do you get new programs after age 7? Repetition. Practice. Anything you needed to learn, you had to repeat it and repeat it to create a habit. So if you want to change a habit that's not supporting you, you have to engage a habit that does support you. If you're not a happy person, you can say every day, no matter how unhappy you are, you say to yourself repetitively, I am happy, I am happy. Over the day, you keep saying that. Guess what? Repetition, habituation will change the program, and one day you'll wake up and guess what? Your subconscious mind's already got a I am happy program. And lastly, the most effective way to change subconscious programming is through energy psychology. These are mechanisms that enhance super learning, and therefore you can download new behaviors in matters of minutes. To understand super learning energy psychology and how it works, on my website, brucelipton.com, under resources, I have over 25 different energy